sa.gov/health. sa.gov/health.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
We can call it a career for Tyron Smith, who will be signing a one-day contract tomorrow to retire as a Dallas Cowboy. The 5-time All-Pro and 8-time Pro Bowler played 13 years in Dallas before his final season with the Jets last year. It's NBA play-in tournament time. It begins tonight. The Hawks take on the Magic at 6:30, and that'll be followed by Memphis and Golden State coming up at 9.
If you smoke, take it outside. Get the facts at don'tpassgas.org.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That goal is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge. What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial, if you happen to be listening online at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're watching our shows live on YouTube. That's right. We stream all of our shows live on YouTube. Just go there, search SA Sports Star. Go ahead, like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show. Love to react to what's going on in the chat, or you can feel free to call in at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Lots to get into today. The big stuff, it's just been crazy thinking about what's been going on at Tennessee with Nico Amalivia. And I am just thrown by A, his decision, B, the university's decision, and C, how everything else in college football, players, coaches, and how the NCAA world is kind of reacting to what is going on there and the precedence that's being set. And this morning on the Morning Huddle, they were talking about Nico and his exit from Tennessee.
Huddle, we were talking about for every one of these guys, I mean, how many have gone without, has the coach said, all right, well, let's get him some money?
I mean, when your livelihood depends on an arrogant, coddled, supremely talented 18-year-old. Can you imagine your life and multiply that times 100? And your livelihood, the future of you and how you feed your kids, relies on young children.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they've buckled. You have to. I mean, there's the reason these kids act like they do, because the people have buckled many, many times before you. Yeah. Coaches have given way to parents and made more playing time and given away free stuff. And these guys arrived already very savvy about the world around them and their value.
Well, remember, Matthew Sluka was kind of the first one to do this, the UNLV quarterback.
Right. He's the one last year
he's the one who was like, well, I need some more money, man. And they were like, no.
And we come to find out there was stuff that had happened that led to this.
Yeah.
But he overshot his value. Like, brother, no.
Yeah.
Go
and
away.
They're like, you think we got other guys who can play. You don't want to play? Go beat it.
And this was mid-season.
Yeah.
So that was as bad as we thought it could be. Now this kid, at least it was still practice, because he didn't know. At least he gave him some time to get paid. He didn't hold him over the barrel, but it's equally as bad.
But we're seeing a lot more that, like, this Jaden Rashada, who is, I don't know how much you've read about this guy, the guy who is last year was suing Billy Napier for the failed NIL agreement that they had agreed to.
That
he's now at Georgia. But it's like, there's basically impunity for these guys to go back and forth wherever they want. And like, I think what would really throw these kids for a loop is if you put these, like, made these NIL contracts binding to where if you sign here, you work for us.
Yes, it's going to have to be.
And if you leave, you pay the money back and maybe more. Like, you're party to a lawsuit now.
You become kind of like a band to a record label. You are you're contractually obligated. And because of that, there are obligations on both sides. And the personal service contract idea has been in play for a minute.
Yeah,
and that's really the only way we're going to be able to start to rein this thing in. And I'll tell you this: a personal services contract is not the answer either. That's not the end all of this. There needs to be some sort of framework where there are limits, both minimum and maximum. That there is in professional sports too. There are limits. It's not the absolute free market that we pretend to want. And right now, there are no permanent. Sanity abhors a vacuum. And right now, it's a vacuum. There's all kinds of stuff going on, and we don't know how to stop it because we don't even know where it's coming next.
Yeah.
So until we create the framework, we're going to be dealing with this. And I'm not mad at the players. I get what they're doing because there's nothing says I can't. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'm worth this much. Tennessee won 8 games, got to the playoffs on my back. But for me, they don't make the $100 million, and he has a point. I get it. But on the other side of this, man, you're about to kill the golden goose. You're about to ruin this to the point where every player looks like a shakedown, and it's a mob thing now. And once we sour on it as fans going, hey, we wanted you to get your due. We wanted you, but pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. It's time to stop this.
Well, like I said, Jaden Rashada sued Florida, but he never even went there. He sued them over what they thought they had agreed to.
Justifiable reliance. He's saying that I relinquished some of my opportunities in reliance of your promise.
Yeah,
and that
I'm not getting that money.
Point.
I mean, it's like I said, Pandora's box. This is what this is, and there is no going back.
And you think it's weird now? Wait 2 weeks because it's going to get weirder.
Yeah, it is going to. It's going to get worse and worse. And this is not the last Nico Yamaliava story, or not him per se, but there will be more guys who do this same thing.
Can you imagine a coach going right before the spring game? You know what, boss? I'm not going to coach this spring game. No, I know I got a contract, but I'm worth more. And if I don't go, I'll go across the street. They'll hire me. Can you imagine? We'd lose our minds.
I don't know what the fix is, and I quite frankly, I don't know if there is a fix, but there has to be. They need to come up with some kind of, and again, this would piss players off, and that's the thing, is that the whole thing, you don't want to make it seem like it's unfair to these kids, because they, like I said, they do deserve some money, but also there should probably be some sort of binding. It's like a two-way contract.
Yes.
We both sign this thing. You're married to me. I'm married to you.
Good, bad, or worse. And it doesn't break.
That's right.
Unless we mutually agree, this thing does not break.
Yeah. And the thing is, with a university, they'll sit you on the sideline and pay you money anyway, and you'll just be miserable. But these kids, they want to go out and they want to play and they want to get paid. So if they're not happy with the coaching they're getting or the opportunities that they're getting, they want to go and make the same money doing it somewhere else. But it's just like, no, dude, this is where you sign. This is the deal. It's going to piss a lot of people off, but I think that's the only way to really kind of even attempt to rein it in.
It's going to be very interesting to kind of see how this all plays out. Earlier today on the Blitz, Jason and Joe were talking about this, and North Carolina's already out on him. Tulane's already out on him. Miami is out on him. As a matter of fact, you hear Mario Cristobal saying something that you hope most college coaches would echo when it comes to effectively what Rob and AJ just called a shakedown.
We're not going to do that at Miami. And I say that without any hesitation. If anyone's thinking that, and they could be the best player in the world, if they want to play holdout, they might as well play get out. We don't want to do that. We don't want Miami to become that. Too many guys have sweated, bled, have laid it on the line on that field to ever become that kind of a program.
You want to play holdout, you're going to play get out. And maybe that's it. Maybe these are 1 year NIL deals, maybe 2 years at max. Who knows? Maybe it is about the season and not a number of games, because the number of games can fluctuate between bowls and championship games and everything else. Those are the parameters that you want to do. You heard AJ bring up Matthew Saluka, the UNLV quarterback, and everybody's like, well, where's he at now? Well, he left UNLV. He is at James Madison. He went from Holy Cross to UNLV to James Madison. And I doubt that he got the pay increase from James Madison that he expected. And who knows, Nico may be going through the same thing. Colorado's out on him. Like there's just going to be, at some point, something has to happen that puts everything into place to where we don't have these players basically holding universities hostage before a playoff game in search of potentially more money, or before the start of a season or spring practice or whatever it may be, because your quarterback is the de facto leader of your football team. And him doing this right at the start. Saw a question from Sam. If you enter the portal and don't get picked up, what happens? You don't get picked up. You go try and find another place to play. And maybe it's not for an amount of money. Maybe it's for a scholarship like the good old days, and try and rebuild your brand and your name. But the more important thing I think about with this too is, what does this do for his potential draft stock? How are NFL teams going to look at how he's handled a situation like this, especially when it comes to having to negotiate contracts with a player? That's going to be very interesting to see if things like this are eventually held against him in the future once it comes to his potential maximum earnings when it comes to the NFL and their contracts. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. When we come back, Stephen Jones may have given us some insight as to what the Cowboys will be looking at when the draft comes, as we are 9 days away from the NFL draft. Next Thursday, night 1 in Green Bay, which you can catch here on San Antonio Sports Star. We'll have it all for you, and we'll talk about what the Cowboys may be looking for and which direction they're talking about going. That's coming up here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B. Guys over 40, tired of low energy, just not feeling like yourself? Testosterone replacement therapy by Synergenics is the answer. Don't waste time waiting for online services when you can start today. Treatment is tailor-made just for you, and it is covered by most major insurance. Visit one of their conveniently located clinics, see a medical provider, and feel great today. During April, the consultation is free. Why wait when you can be seen now? Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com. Feel like you again.
I can't sleep.
What is it now?
It's the company. It's chaos.
What's chaos now?
The numbers, the expenses, the books. What if we get audited?
No one's going to audit you at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
You could if you used Ramp.
Who said that?
I don't care, because they're right. Go to sleep and sign up for Ramp in the morning, Jerry.
Ramp is the corporate card that handles all your tedious financial operations automatically, integrates directly with your ERP, and gives you complete control over every transaction. Ramp gives you everything you need for bulletproof books and a better night's sleep.
Wow, that is exactly what my company needs.
Yes, and exactly what I also need. Go to sleep, Jerry.
Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news and stats to placing bets in just a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code JOEQ to get started today. That's JOEQ, JOEQ. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-247-1146. 800-247-1146. Again, that's 800-247-1146.
Hey there, I'm Jack.
And I'm Stag.
We're just two deer that want to make sure you know it's deer season at your authorized John Deere dealer. The deer season that saves bucks, you know, like us.
Yeah, you can get $3,000 off select John Deere machines. No early wake-up calls or tree stands required.
Just a trip to your authorized dealer before June 2nd.
If you ask us, it's the only deer season worth celebrating.
Visit johndeere.com/deer season to find an authorized dealer and for complete finance details.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More, the place to go for sipping rosés with seltzers on ice, making margaritas with your favorite tequilas. It's warm out, let's go. Our prices are low on spirits, beer, and wine. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. B21.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Empower. Nick bought a new guitar, a 62 American Classic Electric. Does he know how to play? No. But Nick's Empower investment account has performed well. He got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risks. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is a really good guitar solo.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over those beautiful icy balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu that's second to none. And Twin Peaks hand-stretched flatbreads, oh, they're coming out hot. Close out your night with our favorite flatbreads. They're available during the late night hours, Sunday through Thursday, for only $8. That's only from your favorite lodge, Twin Peaks. Eat, drinks, and those scenic views.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. We got Rangers baseball coming up here at the bottom of the hour. Pre-game show will get you started as they get set to take on the Angels, but we are also your home for the Dallas Cowboys. And earlier today, Stephen Jones was speaking as it pertains to the NFL draft and what the Cowboys may end up doing. And that is something that Jason and Joe had to talk about today.
Stephen Jones was on 105.3 The Fan today. Said a whole lot of nothing. In reality, I mean, and look, there's updates. There's some things you could learn from what he did say today. So I can't say it was nothing. But there's been a lot of chatter lately, and I think it's more of the talking head variety that, I mean, if the Cowboys want to make a splash, did they trade up from 12 to try to go get Travis Hunter? Because you could have this dude play opposite CD. He could help you out in the defensive backfield. a lot of things. And that's a guy in Travis Hunter that wants to play both offense and defense in the NFL. He doesn't want to be pigeonholed to one position. But would Jerry and company go and make a splash like that to go get Travis Hunter? Fun to talk about.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
They're not going to do
They're
that.
not going to do that. Look, there's some good wide receivers out there, and I think that's where they're going to go in round one. And some mock drafts today say it's looking more like the kid from Texas, Matthew Golden,
which I don't think anybody would be mad at. There's a handful of guys that you're going to be like, holy crap, all right, good pick. But it is lying season.
Yes.
So do you take guys at their word? Listen to Steve and how he talked about the idea of moving up in the draft.
Yeah, I don't necessarily see us moving up based on the way the board's coming together, but, could see a situation where we move down, but we're also, you always look at that pick. We've had some, good things happen to us, just outside of the top 10 with guys like Andre Ware and Micah Parsons and Zach Martin, Hall of Fame type players that are, that fall to you and you just pick them. And that very well could be the case in this draft.
Well, and the Cowboys have gotten fortunate in that respect. CeeDee Lamb is one of those guys that fell to the Cowboys, and nobody thought that he would fall that far. He did, and the Cowboys snapped him up. So, and Micah Parsons the same way, because he's not the guy they wanted originally. They wanted a cornerback.
Well, this is true. But again, lying season, hard to believe anything they say this time of year. In fact, the Cowboys have never drafted Andre Ware. I think he meant DeMarcus, but they never drafted the Heisman winning quarterback out of the University of Houston. Might have been a slip of the tongue. Who knows? But again, you don't believe these guys this time of year. Could they move back, or we could stay where we are? Don't see us moving up. As much as I don't think it would happen, could you imagine the buzz and the excitement level if they moved up to get Travis Hunter?
Oh, it would be fantastic. It would be fantastic. The thing is I think it would cost them a ton.
That's fine.
Because I think Cleveland wants this kid. And by all accounts, it looks like they're going to draft him at number 2. So I don't know. It would cost a pretty penny.
They've got a lot of draft capital. They got a ton of draft capital. You talk about your first round pick making an immediate impact. He could help both sides of the ball. He could, and the excitement level that Cowboy fans, I think, would have with a guy like Travis Hunter, who might be the best player in the draft. He's not a quarterback, so he's not going to go number 1. But the idea of Jerry, stealing your word, Joe, passing up a shiny object like that, you just wonder if the opportunity is there, would they do it? That would be a true definition of going all in. Go move up in the draft to get Travis Hunter. Steven, I don't see us moving up. Now we might move back. And honestly, I could see them moving back because they're still.
What, though? They've got a ton of draft picks already.
Well, you get more of them because even at 12, if they were to move back to 17, 22, somewhere in there, you're getting, there's so many receivers in that range that you could be able to get. Pick one. There's 6 that are kind of the same, at least coming out. What they turn into is always the $1 million question. But it's when you look at how deep the wide receiver class is, 12 and 17, 19, 22, whatever, you could still get that wide receiver if that's what you're looking for and pick up another pick.
I suppose. I don't expect the Cowboys to do anything. They're going to pick at 12, and then they're going to move on. That's so unlike. Well, sure. And, back to Travis Hunter. This kid is a special talent. But does anybody honestly really believe that this guy can play both ways?
I do. I think he can play both ways. I think he will excel both ways. Now, you have to use him situationally on one side of the ball, and it's probably going to be easier to use him situationally on offense than defense. And to me, I think he's going to, as long as he's in the right situation, be a hell of a player because he is great on offense. He is very, very good on defense as well. As a matter of fact, he was one of the best. No, the best cornerback coming out of high school. And there was a reason that he was such a highly touted prospect. So it's going to be very, very interesting to kind of see where he ends up. But for the Cowboys, yeah, move back. You say, why move back? To get more picks. Why get more picks? You have a bunch already, because the more picks you have, the greater opportunity you have to hit. The NFL is a gamble. So you want as many swings at the plate as you can get in order to hit home runs. And I think loading up with more picks, more valuable picks, especially in these middle rounds where you can find a lot of talent, especially in positions of need, when you need a cornerback because of the Diggs injury, when you need a wide receiver number 2, and you need a defensive lineman and a running back. Like, having a lot of picks is going to help. This has been Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Check on your loved ones. Make sure they're doing all right. You never know what people are going through in life. Until then, we will see you tomorrow. But coming up next, we have Rangers Angels for you right here on your home for the Texas Rangers, San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM and sasportstar.com.
Missions fans, get ready for AARP $2 Tuesdays at Wolf Stadium, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Enjoy $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more tonight. First pitch at 7.